All right, so that's first set of notes this year, 1-1 Statistics, the Science and Art of Data. All right, so our first objective here, we want to classify variables as categorical or quantitative. All right, so again, throughout the year, we'll talk about these two ideas, but we want to look at our variables and are they categorical or are they quantitative? All right, so statistics is collecting, analyzing, and drawing conclusions from data. There's a 4-step statistical problem-solving process. First, you ask your question. It has to be a valid question. Second, you collect your data. Got to be an appropriate plan. Third, you analyze your data. That's where you create graphs or do some numerical calculations. And then last but not least, and what I told you in our first activity was the most important part, is our interpreting the data. When we interpret our data, we are drawing conclusions to see if we can answer the question. Very, very, very important in this class. All right, so here's some definitions. So what is a categorical variable? Well, a categorical variable assigns labels that place individuals into particular groups. It's labeling people into groups, putting them in categories, versus quantitative variable, where a quantitative variable takes a number value, right? So it's some sort of a measurement for which it makes sense to find an average. Most of the time it has a units, right? Inches, miles, years, whatever. There is a caution right here though. Not every variable that has number values, is quantitative. For instance, zip codes. Zip codes are categorical. They put people in a location, into a category. Same thing with like area codes, all right? Things of that nature. Okay, so let's take a look at the next slide. All right, our first example here, it says example 1, so you want to be happy. The American Statistical Association sponsors a web-based project that collects data about primary and secondary school students using surveys. We use the site's random sampler to choose 40 U.S. high school students who completed the survey in a recent year. The table displays data of the first few students chosen. The rightmost column gives the students' answers to the question. Classify each variable as categorical or quantitative. So this was the survey. Which would you prefer to be? Select one: rich, happy, famous, or healthy. So here is the first couple students' variables, what represents them. The top row here are the headings to each column. So we need to take this top row, right? These, 8 things, and put them or define them as categorical or quantitative. So over here to the side, I'll write the word categorical. Okay, so what are our categorical tests? What are putting them into categories, right? Words. Well, state, definitely. Now, grade level is a tricky one, right? That's a number, but you're putting them into a grade, like freshman, sophomore. So that's actually categorical. Gender, category of male or female on this particular survey. Age is a number, and I think you could take the average age. So I'm going to say that's probably quantitative. So we're going to skip that one. Birth month is putting them into a category, right? What month they were born. Height is a number with units. Arm span, number with unit. And then the preferred status, that's the answer to the question. That's putting them into a group, right? Which status do you prefer? Okay, so there's our categorical. All right, and now I'll come down here and I'll write the word quantitative. Again, just trying to find a spot to do these problems. Quantitative. Okay, and now let's write down our quantitative. So we said age, and I like to put the units down. So that's in years, it's given. And then height, which is in centimeters. And then arm span. Still getting used to writing, sorry about this. And that's in centimeters. So there's defining our variables as categorical or quantitative. All right, so we'll stop the video and I'll make a second video for objective 2.